up to the sunrise, let the day begin. Johnny and Mark are here, let the laughter in. With every sip of coffee, feel the warmth inside. Conversations and humor take you for a ride. Your morning boost with Johnny and Mark, a perfect blend of laughter, igniting the spark, inspiration and insight. Join the journey, let them light your way. It's a brew of connection, a world to explore, a network of voices opening the door. With Johnny and Mark, feel the power of two, a morning tradition just waiting for you. As the day unfolds, carry what you've heard, inspire and inform with every single word. Johnny and Mark beside you as you start a new day, the morning show that lifts you through and through. A network of voices opening the door. With Johnny and Mark, feel the power of two, a morning tradition just waiting for you.
First in the mornings, originally from the Bayou State of Louisiana. Here at Cajun Roots Reselling, you make me an offer and I'll take it. You got the dollars, go see Johnny, he's got it all. Let him have it with no problem, see the special man.
See the special man.
You got the dollars, make me an offer. New England Cajun roots, Johnny understands.
Johnny understands.
Let him have it with no problem, see the special man. Let him have it with no problem, see the special man.
Hello, good morning and welcome on this currently 40 degrees morning and raining all day. How's everybody doing? How you doing today, Mr. J?
Good morning, good sir. I am making sure my air conditioning filters are nice and clean since they're gonna be running pretty much nonstop as we hit 97 here in Vegas over the next couple days.
Sorry to hear that. First in the chat is Miss Denise. Hello, good morning and welcome.
Good morning,
And hope you're doing
Denise.
well. Hope your PT is going well for you. And Regina, hello, good morning and welcome. And how are you doing? Good to see
Lady
you.
Regina.
Today's quote is the secret of staying young. Ooh, okay. Is the honestly and eat slow and lion. All right. I like that. I love Lucille Ball. Quote for the day: You will face many defeats in life, but never let yourself be defeated. I like that. Nice. I hear that, Miss Denise. She's waiting to come back. Trying to stay warm. Miss Tina, hello, good morning and welcome. And how are you doing? Good to see you. Welcome. Aw. Chrissy and Stacy, hello, good morning and welcome. And how are y'all doing?
Hey,
Good to
Chrissy
see
and
you.
Stacy.
And Tina, hello, good morning and welcome. And how are you doing? Good to see you.
Good
And
morning, Miss
welcome,
Tina.
Carol. Hello, good morning and welcome. And how are you doing? Good to see you.
Mr. Mary Donut.
Heather, hello, good morning and welcome. And how are you doing? Snuggling under with the blanket and the dachshunds. That means you dog sitting. Angela, hello, good morning and welcome. And how are you doing?
Hello,
Doing
Miss Angela.
well.
Good to see you.
So, any plans for this week, Mr. J?
Well, the big thing is tomorrow night we've got our St. Patrick's Day special, our salute to Irish authors and books and bookstores. We're going to actually even be talking about some of the Irish bookstores that have kind of been a big influence now and previously. So should be a good show, and who knows, we might be down in a little bit of Irish whiskey there as we go along.
Jennifer, hello, good morning, and welcome. And how are you doing? And Regina says she'll trade with you.
I
16.
would gladly trade with you, Regina. I would love to have 16 degrees.
So I got to have a question with y'all because I saw this on the news this morning. I personally do not drink beer. First of all, I don't like the taste of it. Second of all, I don't like all the calories that are in it, and I'm not going to gain more weight by drinking beer. But, however, how many of y'all drink green beer on St. Patrick's Day? That just looks nasty.
No, but I do. But I will absolutely have a pint of Guinness for sure.
Well,
And Guinness makes a lot of people don't know. Guinness makes a non-alcoholic version that is every bit as good as the real thing. So I don't really I don't really drink, um, but the non-alcoholic Guinness is definitely a go-to for me.
not here. Robert loves all of that. I don't. I don't drink it. I don't drink it. Don't like it. Don't want it. Never drank green beer when I did. Never drank the green beer when I did. Okay. Yeah, I don't drink it. I don't drink beer, period. I don't drink none of that. Give me Crown any day, all day, and I'll drink it. Yeah, I sure will. But I'm very occasional drinker, here and there, kind of thing, you know. But anywho, I just found that it's a big thing up here, and I know it was pretty big in New Orleans too. But I just don't drink beer. Period. It's just not.
I try not to eat or drink anything that changes color when I go to the bathroom, so that I'm suddenly terrified that I'm coming down with some rare tropical disease. That's like the worst thing you could possibly eat is like black icing on cake. The the results of black icing as it comes back out the other end. Oh
It's a
hell no!
traumatizing little event, right?
You're like did I eat the Incredible Hulk at some point? Why is everything green? Like no, not good, not
Well,
good.
I always, and for me, I don't drink beer, period. But just to think about it and say, okay, am I going to pee out green the next day? I ain't taking a chance.
And for how long? That's the other,
Exactly.
like how long is this going to last? That I live in terror.
I remember when I was a kid, I used to eat a lot of beets and drink the beet juice. And my
Yeah.
grandma used to always say, "You better stop. You better stop." I
Well,
did. I
that's
stopped.
like the ingredient in Pepto Bismol, turns things black, and you're like, oh my god, I really am dying. I'm it's black.
Hello, Michael.
Howdy, Michael.
Another says, "Get a grip, Jay."
Heather, I can't do that on the air. Oh, you mean stabilized? Gotcha.
Just food coloring, exactly. So anyway, we figured we'd go ahead and start off a fun thing because tomorrow is St. Patrick's Day. But I do have a couple of public service announcements just to remind everybody if you're on eBay and you have a store level where you get a coupon, make sure you check your subscriber discount section in your eBay store and see if you do have one. It is every 3 months you get one, and we're almost at the end of Q1. March the today's already the 16th, so you have less than a week and 2 days. So make sure you use it. Actually, 2 weeks actually to use it before you lose it. Because come April 1st, we'll get a new one. Update with Mark. I've been chatting with because I knew Michael was going to have Mark's phone, so I've been able to keep up with him because I didn't want to call too early or message, text, and that kind of thing. So we've been texting back and forth. Michael is in recovery, where he is in a room where yesterday they were able to get him to walk around a little bit.
You mean Mark? You mean
Michael
Mark?
was able to help Mark walk around a little bit yesterday. He is a little droggy from the meds, but he is coherent and he is in recovery. So definitely keep him in your thoughts and prayers where he's still at the hospital right now. And Mark is doing okay. And Michael's there to help him and get him through, get him walking and that kind of thing. And he's starting to eat a little bit, eating some more of mainly soups and things like that, soft stuff. But he's doing okay. Let's see. Don't drink the beer anymore. Yeah, I don't drink beer. Period. Never did like it. So that's Mike and Mark's update with Mark's surgery. He is in a room and he is doing okay. So keep him in your thoughts and prayers as well. Also, this weekend, I've been seeing a lot like, um, and I went to bed early last night, but I heard that Regina did a fundraiser last night, fundraiser for a Doug Doug. For those who know Doug Doug, you see him a lot in Mark and Mike's live on Sundays, and also on Janine's channel. He's in need of a lift here. He's not doing well, so keep him in your thoughts and prayers as well. There's been some GoFundMe and things like that they're trying to help him with medically, to get him some help. So he was in the chat yesterday as well in Mark's. Actually, it was Angie's Oddities and Denise's Magical Emporium that kept the show going yesterday. So, yeah, they did a pretty good job from what I can see. I did watch it for a while. Also, don't forget, next Tuesday, the 24th, will be the Friends Selling with Friends, and it is on Janine's channel. Also, don't forget, you're going to start seeing, Jay already got his up on the 28th, not this Saturday, but next, we will be having our Reseller Community Shop Hop Train Sale. Everybody this weekend, you should have gotten, if you're on the list and the lineup, you would have gotten your check. So check and make sure if you are on the 28th, you did get your thumbnail, your lineup, and your description information for you to get your videos ready for the 28th. Jay's already got his done. He's doing his as a live. I believe Carol's working on hers. Her and I have been chit-chatting back and forth about that. So
when can folks find out the lineup?
as soon as I get the full lineup, and then I line it up and I give everybody the lineup.
Ah.
Yeah. But that usually goes out. I try to get it out as long as I got to feel. Like right now, I have one spot left for April, which will be the April 25th. I do have one spot left. Once that gets done, and then I go ahead and get the lineup done.
Oh no, I meant when can folks know the lineup for the March 28th?
Well, if anybody's got a video ready, they can do it. I'm getting ready to post it on my public my community tab.
Cool.
No, Carol, all that's for you. Now you can if you want, and I'll look at it, but you don't have to. But no, I don't public the day of, or whenever people start having their videos done. That's when they'll actually see the lineup in the description. It's almost like a surprise kind of thing to see who's on the lineup every
Gotcha.
month, kind of thing. So I don't push it, and I don't advertise it much. I just make sure to push that if I do. I have one more spot left for April. Do I send you the intro? You don't have to, Carol, because that's for you. But you're more than welcome to if you want me to look it over. That's fine. But no, you don't have to. Let's see. Where was I at this morning in the chat? Let's see here. They dyed the river green on Friday, so now oh, really? Green. Paul, hello, good morning, and welcome, and thank you for sending those items in. By the way, don't forget, by Friday, if you have any sales you would like to share, I already have Angie's Oddities, and Paul sent me in some stuff for this Friday show. And Angie sent me some for the following Friday already. So, yeah, I will be sharing those up. And there's the link for the community fundraiser for Doug. For those who's not sure who Doug is, he's usually in the chats for Janice and Mark. I believe he used to be on the live shows with him, too. Let's see. No, Carol. There's Paul's link. So, yeah, if you want to be part of the Reseller Community Shop Out, make sure you email me. I do have one spot left for April, and just email me at cajunrootsreseller@gmail.com, and I'll be glad to add you to that one more spot we have left for April. And then I'll go ahead and open up the next month, which I already have open, but I'm concentrating on one at a time so we can get it filled. Well, as y'all know, there's a lot going on in our community and in the world and things like that. So we're going to go ahead and get ready to go into our topic of the day. So without further ado, let's get into that topic for today's show. All right, so today it's never too late to overcome trauma. Are you one to share your story or keep it bottled up? Many of us carry things from the past, pain, hurt, disappointments, and things that we wish we've never happened. Sometimes that we keep those stories bottled up inside, thinking that it is easy not to talk about them. But here is the truth. Healing often begins when we stop hiding the story. You don't have to share everything with the world, but just sharing your story with the right people can bring freedom, strength, and even help someone else who is struggling silently. And if you're not ready to share it yet, that's okay too. Healing takes time. What matters most is remembering that your past does not define your future. Every new day is another chance to grow stronger, to move forward, and become the person that you were meant to be. So today, remember this: it is never too late to heal, it is never too late to grow, and it is never too late to turn your story into strength. Your thoughts on today's topic, Jay? And anybody in the chat?
I I'm a big advocate for men's mental health because there's been there's such a stigma around uh, men getting therapy or men talking about their feelings or talking about their traumas. Um, as a suicide survivor myself, I've learned how important it is to be able to be honest about the traumas you experience, and to share those with people because you are more likely to come out the other side when you have other people that understand you, understand what's going on in your head. There's this thing about misinterpreting how somebody's acting because you don't really know the trauma they're currently experiencing. And so there's a thing of like pushing people away because they're acting strange or they're acting weird. And it may be because they're not ready to, emotionally dump that baggage of the trauma that they're going under. But there's no way to get healthy, and to get mentally healthy for the future without being completely honest about the things you've experienced and the things that hold you back.
For me, I think it looks more. To me, I think of it as more of like a testimonial. Testify for what you've been through. Because for me, growing up, you never talked about your feelings. You did
Right.
just don't. That's the way we were raised back in my day. But also for me, I love sharing my story, and again, it's in bits and pieces. It's never always at the same time. But for me, I've overcome. I wanted to commit suicide when I was going through this, coming out of the closet. The family didn't want to have anything to do with me. I was just ready to give up. But also living out of my car for a while. A lot of times we all go through things that we know that make us stronger, but being a testimony to what you've been through and how you've come out at the end, a lot of times makes somebody think about it if they're going through a rough time, rough patches. We've all been through it. But growing up, we were not to no, don't talk about your feelings.
No,
No,
never.
that's not good. Never.
Yeah.
And so I feel that as part of dealing with mental health in a lot of different ways, it's okay. All have our ways of dealing with it. It could be anything from our loved one's health, ourselves, others in our community, but we just need to be there for them. Even if you don't know that, we may have their phone, or we have the phone where we can contact them, or we have a social media that we can contact them. How they're doing. Ask how you're doing today. I'm thinking about you. That kind of thing goes a long way when it comes to somebody dealing with mental health. But also, this is more of even with somebody dealing with trauma, like Miss Denise went through and did her shoulder surgery. Carol's been through a lot of other surgeries herself. Mark just went through surgery. You got TZ going through surgery with her husband and dealing with health issues and family things. And you got just so much going on that we all need to be there for each other in the time of need. And it can be
The other
just small as something being there for them. Go ahead, Jay.
the other thing about that too is that a lot of people are empaths, and they may not be experiencing trauma in their life, but they're the type of person that's very easy for them to sort of take on other people's trauma, in an effort to be of comfort or reassurance. And that creates its own set of issues that you know you don't realize how much that weighs on you. And it's important to be able to release that too, because if you end up taking on all the problems of the world on your own shoulders, what are you doing to ensure that somebody's taking those off for you if you're not able to do it yourself?
Good morning, Ellen. Hello, good morning, and welcome.
Howdy, Miss Ellen.
I'm going to be back on someone's auction. That's a good question, Tina. Carol says research the resources and apply it to your life for better mental health. Work your program and know. Yep, exactly.
Absolutely.
TZ, hello, good morning, and welcome. And how are you doing? Good to see
Hello,
you.
TZ, my love.
I'm a huge supporter of the
Yes.
any dark.
Yeah, the Trevor Project's fantastic, Michael.
Never heard of it. Still getting my sea legs. Your sea legs. Are you becoming a mermaid?
Can
That's the first thing I thought of.
I just say I love the way that American Honey types? Like I hear her voice in the way that she writes. Like I know exactly what it would be like to sit there and have a cup of tea with
Yep.
American Honey just from the way she types. Like I could just sit there with her for hours, I'm sure, and listen to her talk.
Yeah, I know. This past Friday they didn't have the Dawn's deals because I think Dawn had made a post on her live show that she was dealing with migraine headache.
Yeah.
They should be back on today. And is Teresa going to be back as far as the sale as well? I know she's been doing all kind of jokes and stuff. And
Well,
I,
I think her move has really kept her from being able to find all her stuff to get organized. So I know she's still trying to dig out from that.
yeah. So, what are your
At
thoughts
least
on today's topic, everybody in the chat?
at least she's still there to sing happy birthday, dear God.
Don't make me spit out my coffee. Wait till at least swallow my coffee. Anywho, what are some of the things that you do to take care of the trauma that you have going on? And we all deal with it. We all have it. And or if somebody you know, your loved ones are dealing with it, well, how do you take care of that? She's staying at Dawn's house. Oh, okay. I thought they moved into a house. I'm confused. She's moving in with Dawn? I don't know what's going on. Okay.
and, and what do you do to take care of your own mental health or help somebody else with their mental health?
Geez, that says a journal and pray. I do that a lot, but I don't do a journal. Um, I become a hermit and eat chocolate. Ooh, that does sound good, but I'm a girl. Mm-mm. I eat chocolate every day. I don't have to become a hermit to eat chocolate. I know that much. That's my weakness. That's my kryptonite. Dark chocolate. Speaking of chocolate, y'all, I did for the first time. I wrote this down because I wanted to try something out. You know how when you see videos, I'm not a person to follow videos that have to do with AI recipes because I don't believe them. Anywho,
Well,
I did see a
they're
couple.
always missing some important ingredient or step.
What I
Yeah,
don't understand is the ingredients they're using. There's no way in hell it's carb free, keto free,
right.
diabetic free. No, not with the
Yeah.
ingredients you're using. Come on now. But anyway, I did a frozen yogurt ice cream this weekend.
Good morning, Robin.
There was something about the ingredients that there was one flavor I did not like. Was coconut oil. It's coming off the recipe. But anyway, I'm gonna try something else next time with peanut butter and chocolate. But it was okay. I just didn't like the way it froze up. It was so hard that you have to defrost it to scoop it up. I didn't like that. So I'm gonna try something different. I'm trying different recipes so I can make a video on it. Yeah. No, she's staying there till their place is ready or something. Who knows? Okay. Pretty please subscribe to each other. Yes, please. Robin, hello, good morning, and welcome. And how are you doing? And Heather says, I pray and color in color books and then read the Bible.
Heather, I wish I loved coloring so much as a kid, and I know they do all the adult coloring books. Well, sorry, coloring books for adults. Adult coloring books are something completely different. But I wish I could get into it. I really do. I don't. I think I've lost the patience for it.
I go out and buy a little of happy. Yesterday, little bit of happy was Burger Boy Churro Shake. That sounds good.
Cinnamon and vanilla, and
Hmm, interesting. It's very relaxing, TZ says. Speaking of TZ, I watched your video the other day, girl. She was going through and she had some I forgot what doll it was. One sang, she pressed the buttons on the belly and there was no clothes. She was doing like one with had real hair and one had the plastic hair. And she pressed the button on it and one was singing and one was doing something else. Like, girl, look at this. She had all kind of dolls. I find just being able to talk about my trauma has been major help with the mental health. And
Yep,
a lot
it
of times
really.
that's all it needs. You need somebody to talk to, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. But again, some of us grew up knowing and we were believed to not talk about it. That was taboo back in the day. But it's okay. We've come a long way with that. We call it journaling, Mr. Johnny. You can call it taking notes. Okay. Okay.
I've tried journaling too, and it feels so awkward, which is weird for me as a publisher and as a writer that journaling would feel awkward to me, but it just does. I I don't know. Something about the process has I haven't figured out a way for the process to feel natural for me.
I know the other day I was going through some boxes of stuff, which was interesting because I came across some poems that I wrote when I was younger, dealing with all this dilemma that I call. Um, and I was writing them down as making poems out of them, and I was amazed. I was like, did I actually write this? Now I remember why. I am better. I'm being better helping others with trauma than shut down, and that's not good. It's not good to shut down. We want to, and again, sometimes you don't want to talk about everything, but it's just a little bit of somebody to talk to helps a long way. And I know some people deal with things differently. That's okay. But remember that we have somebody we can talk to. A lot of times we feel that no, I don't want to bother them with my problems. But even just not even talking about the actual problems, but just talking to somebody helps a lot. I think it's my private thoughts to manage. So there you go. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Teaser crafting and art live 10:30, 11:30 today. So, Tooch,
Folks, if
hello, good morning and welcome. And how are you doing? Be careful
you,
on that road because there's a lot of nasty rain out there today.
Folks,
Good
if you
morning.
haven't seen TZ's crafting videos, I gotta tell you, she should be an art teacher. If she wasn't an art teacher before, I learned so much from the one or two videos I was able to stop in and see. And her teaching style of it is, God, I wish I'd had art teachers like that when I was in school instead of the way they just basically told me my stuff was crap. I mean, TZ really, guys, honestly, I gotta give her a shout out for it. They're really, really well done.
That's a good point, Tina. She said it was hard for her to write down the bad stuff. I focused on the things that I can control. Going outside in the sunshine helps me so much. I like that. And again, you do what's best for you, whatever helps you. But sometimes just having somebody to talk to, no judgment, just somebody to listen to, somebody that you can listen to, that can listen to you with whatever you need to talk about. Carol says, I found a journal when my mom died. It was read how it felt at the time. Okay.
That's
You know,
pretty
you
cool,
know,
Carol.
yeah.
And I
Amy,
love and I love it, Carol, when people talk about, like, they go up in their attic and they find some old trunk or something that has, old letters that their families have written. It's one of the reasons why I got into the thing I'm working on called the postcard people, because it's that same sort of thing. It's that being able to find out what people were going through and their stories that didn't necessarily get told. And I love it when people find these letters and old journals and stuff in attics when uh, that they find out about these things their family went through that they had no idea.
Michael, when things get rough, Vegas is only a $99 away. For me, if you think your life is bad, just look at the train wreck people.
Boy, you ain't just whistling Dixie, Michael. Fremont Street is whew, that's an experience.
Yes, indeed. And Amy, hello, good morning and welcome. And how are you doing? And there's Glenn. Hello, good morning and welcome, Glenn. How are you doing? Good to see you. Welcome.
Swampy.
How's things going in Louisiana? All right, go ahead and keep up with the chat while I go ahead and drop links, please, Jay.
Country fairs.
Oh, I
I
missed.
I miss going to country fairs. They don't have any. Out here it's like in Vegas, they just don't have anything like that. Sort of like the joke that is a farmer's market in Las Vegas. Like, really, this is not what I go to a farmer's market for. I don't go for like honey and then crystals. Like, that's just not. where's the food?
I see
Where's
that
the
a lot up
vegetable?
here too.
Although we do actually there are actual farms on the north end of Las Vegas, and a lot of those are go and pick your own. So
They have that
uh,
here in a couple of spots, and also in Illinois, where you can go and pick up your own blueberries and all that, with your apples and all of that.
I miss doing apples. In Florida, you used to be able to go and pick oranges too out in the groves. That was always great. Depending on the time of year in Florida, you could do apples also. Carol says, I also uh, read when I was going through rough times with my ex husband, all I lost because of his drinking. Yeah, and I mean that's dealing with trauma there as well.
Yeah. And we all deal with trauma in a different way, but remember that it's okay to talk about it and get yourself through it, because mental health is very important. And any way you can get yourself through it is even better than not doing and dealing with it at all. 'Cause a lot of times it'll
That's
get you depression.
and that's a big thing. I always, people always say, uh, well, it just makes it, I went through it, but it just makes me stronger. You think it just makes you stronger? There is always a point of weakness. It's kind of like when you building a house that doesn't have quite the solid foundation. Yeah, Regina, I can completely
That is
understand
so
that.
true.
I can completely understand that. And it's hard, Regina, right? Like, I mean, because there's people that are uncomfortable about those topics, and yet you have that desperate need to be able to share it, to be able with somebody to be able to start to heal from it.
Yeah.
And not everybody has insurance, not everybody can go to a therapist, not everybody can go to a psychiatrist, and finding somebody who isn't squicked out by what you've been through, but that you can trust with something that's so deeply personal, um, and has affected you so profoundly. That's not easy.
Yeah.
That's not easy at all.
And it's true. A lot of times, we have this facade about psychiatrists and groups and support groups and things like that. They're there to help. But again, you have to choose the right one that's right for you. What will help you get through it? I am the person that I am today. And I'm the same way, but I didn't go through any psychiatrists or any groups or anything like that. Because for me, growing up, that was taboo, so we didn't do it. So you had to learn how to deal with it yourself. I went through and I had to dig deep at my feelings, and you have to, and it will make you stronger. But it's a lot of work. It's a lot of hard work.
I
Tina,
love the I love the Carol we have now. I'm glad that uh, that you found that strength in it, because oh my gosh, you know we're so lucky to have the Carol that we have.
and Tina, that is so true when it comes to building up your anger. A lot of times it's hard to let go. But what I've learned is all the anger that I kept inside for what I went through as growing up, a lot of times that anger, I was always depressed. Mental health, I didn't do what? No, not me. But to let go of all that anger, it made me a stronger person because I had to let go of it. And I think with me was when I was told I had leukemia, for example. That's when I changed my way of thinking and my way of dealing with the drama and the trauma that I was going through. And that helped me become a better person, because then I made it not of blaming myself for what I went through, but that now I can overcome it and take control of it and don't let it control me. And I think that was where my turning point was, of when I found out I had leukemia. So for me, that's when I did my turnaround. Everybody's different. It'll take something to trigger you to do it, but again, it's worth it. In my opinion.
Therapy was a mixed bag for me too.
Such a wallflower.
Yeah, I know, Carol. I mean, we have to beg you to speak. It's just, I saw you and Regina, and I was like, wow, Regina's having to carry this entire show all by herself because you're just sitting there so meek and mild. And yeah,
And that
we'll
is so
get you
true.
there.
And see that it took me a while to get there. But I think what opened my eyes was when I was told I had leukemia and then I had to go through chemo and then I only had 6 months to live. That's where my life changed around and I took control of it instead of it controlling me. But again, everybody's different and it may take something minor or major to make you change your mind about things and then look at things differently. And that was my aha moment for me. I could sit there all day and talk about it, but you know what? I feel better about myself. I'm stronger at what I do, and my mind is clearer. And I don't hold grudges when it comes to that anymore because now I'm over it. I'm done. I accepted it and I moved on. But now I look at it this way: I don't blame myself anymore. I put the blame where the blame belongs, and you have to. Again, if it's my fault, yeah, I'm going to take the blame for it. But a lot of the things that I was dealing with was not my fault, but I kept blaming myself for it. So you have to be able to take control of it and say, okay, enough is enough, and I'm going to take control of it. That is my point of view.
One of my big motivators was I wanted to be loved and I wanted to love somebody. And it is very true. You can't love somebody else until you've learned how to love yourself.
Amen.
And I mean, something must have worked because Luis and I have been together 21 years. But um, it that's really a key is figuring out what you want and need out of life and setting that as your goal to work your way out of whatever hole you might find yourself in.
I don't know if this is why. Again, I don't care why, but I find I tend to not only make myself laugh at things when things are going wrong, but I find I help others laugh as well when I see they're having things going wrong or not being done the way they want it to go or their end result. I find for me making myself laugh makes me feel better. That way I don't blame myself for everything that's not my fault. I can't control things that have happened in the past, for things that I was dealing with. So the best
Ella,
way to do it is do the best you can to make it laugh at it. You know.
Ella, Ella, Ella,
Ella,
Ella, Ella,
Ella.
Ella.
Hello, good morning, and welcome, Ella. How are you doing? Good to see you. I was watching somewhere on a show the other day where somebody was doing that, and the first thing I thought of was Ella.
I same here. Every time I see that somewhere, the first thing I think of is Ella.
Yep. Well, I was co-host on her show one day, and she had to go do some work, and I was helping her do her show. And somebody made a comment. Oh no, no, Johnny, you got to stop. You're not doing what Ella does. You got to give the hearts and kiss, kiss, kissy. So I went back and did it to everybody, then kept on with the show. It was so funny. It made the bloopers for last year too. Oh, that was so fun. But laughter's a good medicine, and I love laughing about things. But again, you gotta be able to take control of it. Joanne, hello, good morning, and welcome. And how are you doing? At
Good morning,
19,
Miss
I have to
Joanne.
walk from Michigan in the day of Thanksgiving. It's snow, ooh, freezing to death. Every day that I did is a gift, and it is. Every day is a gift. Actually, that's gonna be one of the topics I wrote down this weekend on something that I was thinking about. Yeah. Let's think what it was. Yeah, it is one of the topics I wrote down for this weekend that I just, if I'm in the living room and I'm just sitting there with the dogs on my laps and we just sitting on my hips, I'll sit there and start typing stuff in my email and send me a topic of something that might be coming across my mind. I hurry up and type myself an email so I don't forget. That was one of them. The gift of the day. Let's see. Good morning. You had a busy weekend, sweet lady. Well, you go. Yeah, there was a lot of people live this weekend, but yesterday, I didn't go too much on YouTube. I tried to say hello, and I, stayed a little while. But yes, I was in bed early. I was exhausted this weekend. I got a lot done this weekend.
I discovered a lot more auctions online this weekend of people I had never heard of before. I mean, one of the things I do is I tend to look for members of our community that I recognize, when I stop in. So I'm like, oh, is this one I might be interested in if there's other people I recognize in here? But wow, there were a bunch this weekend of people I had never heard of before.
There's one on Sundays. I don't know if he's been live yet on weekends because I wasn't up last night. Hadley, he's actually here in Massachusetts, and he does a show on Sundays, after Mark and Mike. So I don't know if he went live last night or not. I know he didn't last week. Also, I have determined if someone doesn't want to believe me. I don't care. That's their problem. I hear that. Ain't that the truth?
Yeah, Regina, or the people,
That truth?
or the people who like claim that you're exaggerating details, or yeah.
Good morning,
Although
Beckett.
my frustration, I have and I'm trying to remember what it's called. There's a phrase for it in psychology, justice something. But I get really, really outraged when I feel like I'm not getting the justice I deserve for something. So when somebody doesn't believe me when I'm trying to explain something like what I'm going through, that's very, very frustrating for me. That gets my dander up.
Someone sees Miss Randy today. Please tell her I said hello. I think she's usually on with Dawn and Teresa lately. Anyway, she was on with Randy, Becky this weekend too. Miss Regina and Carol. Yes, I did too. I went to bed. I'll be honest with you. I was in bed by 6:30. Maybe busy weekend. Yep. Well, you have to be busy somewhere. Oh, that's him. Yep. He has moved into a new house. Oh, that's why he hasn't been on. Okay. Yeah, she was on with Becky.
All these people moving to new houses. I'm jelly. I want to move to a new house.
Look, after going out, after moving twice in New Orleans before we moved here, no, that's too much work.
Well,
That's been
we
a lot of
we
visits.
want to we want to stop renting and finally just get a place of our own with a backyard for Zeke and you
I
know.
have to say, it's been what 16 years I haven't rented, and it's a blessing. Before I met Robert, I was renting to own, and I had the option after the first year to start making it to where it was my rent to own. And then Robert said, "Why don't you just move in with me?" And I just started the lease where it was 6 months trial. And after that, I said, "Okay, here I come." So yeah, this last night, I missed it last night. Carol needed a PPP.
No joke. I You missed Carol Hawkins speculums.
When doesn't she? Speaking of shows tonight, 10 p.m. Oh Lord, I'll be in bed already. Mental Madness only on the Cape.
Nice.
Jeffrey, hello, good morning, and welcome. And how are you doing? How was your weekend? Please subscribe to Old Hadley with Jeffrey. He appreciates it. Yes, he does. He lives right here in Massachusetts. He's actually south of me, unless he moved out of Mass, but I believe so. Lenore, hello, good morning, and welcome. And how are you doing? Good to see you.
Good morning, Lenore.
I need to figure out where he moved into. I'm with you too, Johnny. I moved too many times before. Yeah, girl, that's a lot of work.
We got rid of so much when we moved from our last rental house to this one that like one more move will not be a problem because we've accumulated almost nothing since we've lived in this place. I'm so over renting, and every year having the rent go up, and it's like I'm paying somebody else, and my paycheck ain't going up with the same time the rent is.
And that's what I like about it too, with us having our own place. Because when we moved from Louisiana to here, I purged and I knew what I was going to do when I moved here by going into reselling. I had so many boxes marked basement, eBay room, because I already knew that was going to be my inventory for when I got here, because that was a lot of stuff.
I mean, not all of us are successful on OnlyFans like Michael is, where we can get a new house with a beautiful porch. I mean, you're right, Patrick. I didn't notice that until just now.
I have to wash them today because I've worn them all. Yeah.
Johnny's in snuggle flannel, it looks like today.
Well, it's a purple one. It's like a dress shirt. It's purple stripes, like plaid, purple and white. Yeah, I know, right? And if you missed it Friday, I was in a green dress shirt as well. I didn't have plaid. I didn't have Hawaiian on Friday either. I gotta wash clothes today. I'm cooking a beef stew. While I'm cooking, I'm going to be doing laundry because I didn't do it at all this week, and I got a lot done.
Ellen, that's basically what we did when we moved out of the last rental. We sold all the furniture we had and a ton of other stuff, and just said, okay, that we're just gonna buy only the essentials of what we need in the new place, and start over and dump everything else.
And one of the things we did when we moved We gave away all our furniture because we moved here with furniture that the people that we bought the house from left. So there was a lot of stuff we didn't need to bring. So I was giving it away to a lot of family members. Come and get it. You can have it if you want it. Come get it. I wasn't moving it for you. You got to come and get it. Yep, I sure did. Jay, the downstairs we have already replaced the garage door, appliances. Wow.
Yeah, I think about that too, Michael, about all the expenses involved with, having to move into
But you
a
know
new
what?
place.
When you fix it, you know it's yours, and you know you got to. Yeah, you got to worry about the landlord coming in when he can do it. Don't
I
forget the
have a
property
I,
tax. Yep.
my lease has a ridiculous requirement that not only am I responsible for all the outside landscaping, but I'm also responsible for the first $50 of every repair that has to happen in the house.
Oh Lord Jesus. But one thing I have to say, since we've been living in our own home and not renting, I've always did my own repairs unless it's something I cannot do, and I will be the first one to tell Robert, "Look, I can't do this. We got to hire somebody because I can't do it." I'll never forget in the condo when we were looking at moving to our new home and selling the condo, we were replacing the flooring, and I said, "Oh, I can do this." It took me 2 weeks to give up and say, Robert, hire somebody to come finish this flooring because I can't do it. It ain't working for me. It was aggravating. I got frustrated. And I said, no more. Nope. Got to get somebody to come and do it. They did it in one day, the whole condo. It took me 3 weeks to do one little hallway.
That's what I will not paint. I'll let somebody else paint.
Oh, I love painting. I remodeled our bathroom until we did our bathroom. We changed the tub into a walk-in shower, but everything else I did. I sure
I
did. I had no
I do
problem.
not I do not have those genetics.
And I think for me, and I told this to my dad one day, I thanked him for it because he taught me a lot when it comes to the handyman thing. I was always there asking questions. When I helped him, we built a little shed. We built additions to the house. I did carpenter work with him. I did car work with him. So if I can do the basics if I need to, but 9 times I do. There's something I can't do. We're going to get somebody to do it because I can't do it.
My dad's a big nerd. He taught me how to be a big nerd. So that's you know what? And he also taught me there's a reason why some people, you know, get degrees in all of that HVAC and everything else because those are the people you learn to go to.
And for me, even
Let
with
the experts do what the experts do.
like plumbing, I've done some plumbing, but when it comes to a major job, nope, call a plumber. Electricity, call a electrician. Nope. Police, ours rental. Wow. I don't miss renting. That's one thing I don't miss. But you got to remember too, there's a lot of cost that goes into owning your own home, but when you do it, you know it's getting done. It's yours. Yeah, I enjoyed redoing the bathroom in our condo. I had fun doing it. Again, the only thing I did not do because it was a big job was they took it was a metal tub, the old metal ones, and they took care of all that.
American Honey, I agree. There's a lot I've learned on YouTube, although I still have like that frustration factor where they make it look so easy in the video and I'm sitting there with tools in my hands going, I don't get it.
I'm a Gen X. He kid.
I am too, Michael, but there's still that thing of my brain will only work on logical stuff, and if I've got to problem solve my way out of some things, I my brain just won't go there.
Now I've done once because my washer, it was mine that I had when I moved in with Robert, and for some reason the washer was not finishing the actual washing cycle where it rinses out and runs the water out, and it would go back to the final rinse cycle. So I had to go on YouTube and figure out what was going on. That was my first experience on how-to videos on YouTube, and I figured it out. It was a sensor that would go close, and it was full of coins. Once I removed that and fixed it and changed it, it worked fine. Till we moved out, we left it there. But yeah, you got to do sometimes what you got to do. And Jeffrey, we'll keep you in our thoughts and prayers and hope she has a speedy recovery. If you live in an HOA, oh, we did that in New Orleans. I didn't like that at all. Deserve what you get. Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of stuff you got to get approved before you do it. Yeah.
I did say that if we buy a house in Vegas, there's no way I'm going into a neighborhood with an HOA. It's bad. It's almost as bad when you're renting in a neighborhood that with an HOA because you're still getting all the letters and they're still holding you responsible for fixing everything because you're living in the house.
But you also have to pay the fees and stuff too. Because when we lived in a condo in New Orleans, when I first met Robert, we had the dues that we had to pay every year, every quarter, and then you still have to make up. Yeah, it was a lot. It's a lot. And then when we moved into the house before we moved here, that was in the HOA. And Lord Jesus,
When I was growing up in upstate New York, in our little small suburb in Syracuse called Manlius, you know what? People just took care of their houses because they had pride in it. They took care of the neighborhood and they took care of each other because there was pride in that. There was no house in our little section of Manlius that I can think of that was run down or cars up on blocks or any of that stuff. There was no need for HOA.
yeah.
People just had pride in what they owned and pride in their community, and everybody looked out for each other. That's give me a time machine. Let me go back to 1978 and finish out my years from there.
And I'm surprised you said that because in 1971, when we moved into our first home as a family, we had a neighborhood where if somebody was an elderly lady or an elderly couple that lived in a house, I used to go and cut their grass, clean up their
Exactly.
yard, that kind of thing.
Shovel their walk for the
Mhm.
and for with the
Well, we didn't
snow
have
in
to
the
worry about
winter.
all that in Louisiana, but yeah,
Yeah, but yeah,
yeah, yeah. I don't miss the HOA bowl. Our house was on the East Kelsey Street in Jerry. Went Towers Junior High system went to Elder. Okay.
nice.
Ashley, hello, good morning and welcome. And how are you doing? Good to see you. Welcome.
Lady Ashley.
So if anybody would like to come on up and promote your channel, link is at the top of the chat. Or if you want to come and talk about whatever you want to talk about from what we had on our topic for the day, you're more than welcome to do that. If you missed it, go back and watch the beginning. Yes, Johnny, that's what we do.
Don't forget
Yeah.
to don't forget to leave comments after the show as well. Get give these folks a run for their money for the moon pies.
And you saying that, TZ, we even would help like our neighbors. If they brought in their groceries and they needed help unloading the cart, we would go and help them.
Exactly, you just did it.
You just did
There
it.
was no thought about it whatsoever. You just automatically did it. I think there's a certain nostalgia for that too now. Like I keep saying I would love to move back to my old hometown in Manlius because not much of it has changed, but I miss that life. I miss that time period where people looked out for each other like that and neighbors took care of neighbors. I really and mom baking some cookies and be like, "Here, go run some of these next door to the Williams," and in the fall, the Williams would make their apple pie and send one over to us. People just did that.
And you know what's so good too for me, and I don't know if y'all do this, and I'm not doing this just to get an attaboy or anything, but I love it when I'm in, like, say, Walmart or any grocery store, and there's an elderly lady trying to unload her shopping cart into her car. I'll stop and do it, especially like if they
Yeah,
have the big old cases of water and stuff. I'll put it in their car for them. If that, I ask first, is it okay to help you? Because a lot of times they don't want the help, but again, I see they need it. I'll do it. Yeah. The church now helps hubby now awesome people in our church. Awesome. All right, Jeffrey. Will do. See you whenever. Tomorrow is my show of all the March birthdays, folks. There you go. But again, even that going on that mile and helping somebody, it makes for somebody to feel good for that day. And I know it does. I love doing that.
and again, that comes back to the thing of you don't know what people are dealing with, and everybody needs a helping hand here and there.
Even if it's just a small gesture of something to help somebody, you'd be surprised what it makes their day. It makes their day, and they feel better about themselves. You never know what they're going through, much less yourself. It makes you feel good. I know it does for me.
That's why I can't stand the YouTubers who got to have the camera on when they go and do something like that. Just do it because it's the right thing to do, not because you're trying to get views or trying to get a pat on the back or attaboy. Just be a good human being.
Yep.
You know, that's I'm not a religious person. I moved away from all of that many years ago. It just doesn't work in my life. But you know, it doesn't mean that you're not capable of being a decent human being and treating others with love and respect and care. And I think everybody, I don't think anybody's got an excuse not to be that way with someone.
And again, every little bit helps somebody. But again, it makes I know for me, if I can help someone in no matter what it is in any capacity for the day, I feel good about it. I feel good for myself. So I know it helps them as well. Hey guys, welcome back to the chain. Today we're gonna help them start. Oh, not me.
Hey, Patrick. You can also go to Starbucks and ask for the used coffee grounds and donate them to your local uh, community gardens to be able to be used for fertilizer. If you talk to your local Starbucks, they will save the grounds for you, and you can donate them wherever you'd like for whatever people trying to grow their vegetable gardens,
I
so
didn't
on
know.
and so forth.
I never knew that. I save my
Most
own coffee grinds from my potting plants and stuff like that for my fertilizer, but that's it.
most coffee shops would be more than willing to give you their grounds. Otherwise, it's just going in the trash. So
Yeah.
if you've got a local mom and pop shop, if you got a Starbucks, let them know you're interested in collecting the coffee grounds for whatever purpose. And maybe you're doing home composting. Um, they I don't know of a single coffee shop uh, that charges for that.
I just replied to your message in the chat, Jeffrey. I've been very busy, and I'm sorry I can't make everybody's live show, but I try. But I will go and try to do it again and watch it. I was in your last live. I know that. I actually already do that here on campus with my own. I didn't know that though. I didn't know Starbucks did that.
But F Starbucks.
Don't
Eh,
I don't either. I have a gift card that I still never finished using because I don't go to Starbucks. I
I
usually
would
will only use it when we're traveling and we go through an airport or we go through an exit and there's one. I'll use it, but other than that, that's it.
I have to say though, when I travel to Peru, and I go to if I, Peru being such a coffee centered place, the Starbucks in there uses local Peruvian coffee. They don't bring in the beans from they actually use and roast what they get there in Peru, and they have drinks that you can't get outside. Same way Japan and has Starbucks drinks that you can't get that are specific to that. But I've had some amazing coffee at the Starbucks in Peru that I will never get to have here in the US.
Interesting. But like I said, I keep it on my phone. I have my gift card, loaded whenever I do get gift cards, and I just add it to that. But that's the only time I use them. I don't think about it. And I pass by one almost every time I go into town. I don't even go to Dunkin's. I just find it's too expensive and I can make my own coffee here. Yeah. Why spend all that money? That's just extra money that I don't want to spend.
If once I get out of the US, it's about the experience because
Yeah.
that opportunity to try something that I wouldn't get to have back home.
I did that in Hawaii when we went to Hawaii, or I did that when we went
Oh,
to Canada
there's
when I went
such
to
good coffee in Hawaii.
what was that place again? British Columbia in Canada. It's great to do that,
Tim Hortons.
but to do it every day, no. Yeah, we stopped there a couple of times. That's Robert's favorite place. He grew up
Get
in
some
that
Tim
place.
get some Timbits and a double was it double double? Is that what it's called?
I'm just reading the comments with Patrick.
Jennifer, you've never had a coffee. Never. That's amazing.
In other words, she doesn't drink it. Yeah.
Ashley, is Donut Connection like a local donut shop or are they a chain
Good
outside
connect.
your area?
I've never heard of that.
That's like people here in Vegas rave about the coffee at one of the casinos downtown, and apparently it's a local roaster. That casino buys their coffee from a local Las Vegas roaster, and it's supposedly some of the best coffee you can have in Vegas.
I have to say, in New Orleans, in Harahan, Louisiana, If you go into one of these neighborhoods, there's a Sara Lee warehouse, and you can tell when they're roasting the coffee because every time you pass within the town, you smell the roasting of the coffee, and it smells so good. And I've never had it, but the smell was always good. Yeah,
Do you like chicory in your coffee?
I love chicory. Love chicory.
I like it too.
I love it. So anyone that would like to come on after the show's over, you're more than welcome to. Jay, what do you got going on this week?
Basically our live show tomorrow night, then back here with you Tuesday and Wednesday morning.
Also this week, we have Hump Day Auction with Crazy May Stash, Julie and Jim, and Leslie's Lucky Find is our guest for this week.
Yay, Julie and Jim.
Yep. And also don't forget, we're back here again on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday for the morning boost. Don't forget, Friday is our Would You Buy It or Would You Leave It? And so with that being said, if you would like to come on after the show is over, you're more than welcome to join us. The link is at the top of the chat, and after the show is ended, you're more than welcome to join us. And as I say before we end each and every show, love always, love is always free. Please be kind to one another till we meet into another chat. Have a blessed and fabulous day. And until we meet again, later. Peace out, and y'all come back now, you hear?
First in the mornings, originally from the Bayou State of Louisiana. Here at Cajun Roots Reselling, you make me an offer and I'll take it. You got the dollars, go see Johnny, he's got it all.